Hello, everyone. Before we begin, I'm just letting you know this is part two in a series of videos that goes through the process of setting up your Campbell Cloud alerting subscriptions and the alert setup. The first video covers how to activate your account and give you the ability to log into the system. So if you have not done that step just yet, go back and either watch that video or go through the process before you start watching this, which this video today will cover the process of subscribing to alerts and setting up your system. And then we'll have future videos that will cover what the alerts will look like in your email inbox and what some of the links that show up, where they go to, and how to work with those when you get your real-time alerts. So right now, this video is going to cover how to subscribe to alerts. So as before, my name is Kyle Imhoff. I am the Pennsylvania State climatologist. As you can see on my screen here right now, you are looking at the home page. So all of you will see a page that looks similar to this, that shows the current list of stations, the current network of sites that we have available for alerting. And the very first step that we want to do, and again, there's lots of buttons and features on here that we won't go through in detail today. I'm going to focus on the alerting system, specifically in the subscription process, to keep the video shorter, and in future videos we'll cover some of the other features that are available. So the very first thing that you're going to want to do is go up to the top right hand side of the screen, and you see this grid-like button that says applications. You're going to want to click on that, and when you look at the application list, we're actually going to be using the alerting system. So you see that little alarm bell there and it says alerts. Go ahead and click on alerts. When you click on that button, you're going to get the alerting dashboard popping up by default. We're not going to work a whole lot with the dashboard itself right now. Your specific dashboard may look a little different than mine, given that mine might be configured a little bit differently. And I've been doing some testing on this, so it's okay if you have some errors or the graph is blank by default. What we're going to do today is up at the top left-hand side of the screen, you see that same alarm bell symbol that indicates alerts. We're going to use the alert list to make our subscriptions today. So if you click on the alert list, it'll take a few seconds because there's a number of alerts in the system, so it'll take a while to load the full list of alerts. While this is loading, I do want to show you the list of alerts that we recommend you subscribe to right off the bat. So this is the alerts that I am going to walk through today in the video. It's very important that you watch as I go through each of these individual alerts. There are some little quirks to how you enter things into the search bar and get the proper results. So I'm going to walk through this in detail. So over the next 10-15 minutes or so, I'll explain how all of this goes and make sure that everything is set up the way you want it to be configured in the system for the initial rollout of alerts here. So as I go back now, you can see the full list of alerts has popped up. Now that everything is loaded, you'll see that there's over 400 pages of alerts. So many different alerts in here for all of our sites within our networks, with many different types of alerts that are set up in the system. The very first thing I do want to show you, this can be helpful as you work through adding alerts to the system. If you type in the words in the search bar, my, MY space, and you start to type subscriptions, you'll see down the rows here, you see subscriptions show up. If you click on my subscriptions, now right now, I don't have any, close the drop-down menu here. I don't have any alerts set up in the system. I'm not subscribed to anything right now. So this will show up as empty. You should see this as well if you do this for the very first time before you subscribe to alerts. So this is a way to see what alerts am I subscribed to currently, okay? So what I'm going to do today, all of the examples I'm going to show, I'm just going to pick a county. So all of you will likely be focused on a county or maybe a set of a couple of counties. I'm going to show you how to set up the alerts for Center County. So we're here in State College. I'm just going to pick Center County as an example. So everything I'm going to show you in this example will be for Center County, but just apply the same process to whatever county of interest you have for alerting. So we're going to start off with the wind gust alerts. Okay, so this actually turns out these 3 alerts can be done with one simple search. Okay, so what I'm going to do here in the search bar, I'm going to start typing in the county name. So in this case, Center County. And you'll notice that when I type in Center County, down here at the bottom says include station from network. We have networks set up that have assigned all of the weather stations that are within that county that have alerting capabilities. We have defined a network that contains those sites. So you're going to click on that network every time you do a search for alerts. And then you can then type in the search for the type of alert you want. In this case, we want wind gust. And you can type in the enter key here. So I have Center County Network. That was the first search term, and then followed by wind gust. Now you'll notice that there's only 3 pages of results. And indeed, we have all of our Center County sites with wind speeds above 39, 50, and 58 miles per hour. So that shows up by default because that's all of our wind gust alerts. And those are the first 3 that we'd like you to subscribe to. So how I subscribe to these is up here, just to the right of the search bar. You see these 3 horizontal lines indicating an additional menu here. You can click on subscription actions underneath that menu drop down. And there's a button that says subscribe to all. So if you go ahead and click on that button, it'll give you a dialog box that says confirm subscription. You're about to subscribe to a set number of alerts. And I'm going to go and click on yes, proceed. You'll get a little green box that shows up that says you have subscribed to those 24 alerts in this case that I signed up for in Center County. And we'll wait for the list. It's going to reload the full list of alerts now that I've subscribed to a few alerts. Now, just to show you, if I go back to that My Subscriptions section again, I should have those wind gust alerts now showing up under my subscription. So we'll close the dialog box here. And indeed, now my subscription shows up with the wind gust alerts that I just subscribed for in the alert list. Okay. So now the next step, we're going to look for rainfall accumulation of greater than 1 inch for 1 hour and 2 hour periods. Now, this is one that I'd like you to pay close attention to the process by which I do this. So for this, again, I'm going to type in, we always start with the county. So Center County, I'm going to activate that network. So you just click on the button for include stations from network Center County. And now we're going to start with 1 hour rainfall accumulation. And you'll notice that we have several thresholds in here. So right now you can see over 0.5, 1, we have 1.5, 2.0. I'm going to type in over 1 here. Oops, I missed the over word. Over 1. Now, a very important thing about this is if you end up putting the quotation mark for the inch symbol here, it will not give you any search results. For some reason, the way the system is set up, if a string ends in a quotation mark, the search changes and it doesn't give you the results you want. So in this case, I'm only going to type in 1 hour rainfall accumulation over 1 and leave the inch marker off. And indeed, that will actually give you the results you want. So this is all the 1 hour rainfall accumulation over 1 inch. Now we can also do the 2 hour accumulations at the same time. So I'm also going to type in here 2 hour rainfall accumulation over 1. So 2 hour rainfall accumulation over 1 inch. So we have 1 hour and 2 hour accumulation. So I'm going to type that in as well. And now I get a couple pages of results, and this is showing me both the 1 hour rainfall accumulation and 2 hour rainfall accumulation over 1 inch. So now we can go ahead and subscribe to these as well. So I'm going to click subscribe to all, the same process I did before. Go ahead and proceed. And now I've added those alerts to my subscription list. Now we're going to go into rainfall intensity. We'll do both of these now, the next step. So let's go back to the list, and it's going to take a second for the alerting list to pop back up. We're going to choose our county network again. So again, I'm going to use Center County as an example. Now we're looking for rainfall intensity. And just to go back to make sure we get 1 inch and 2 inches per hour are the 2 parameters we'd like you to do. Now for this, it's okay to actually have the inch symbol in there because that's not the end of the string. So we're not going to have any problems with including that in there. So I'm going to go ahead and click enter, rainfall intensity over 1 inch per hour. And indeed, the list shows up with all of those alerts. And I'm also going to do the rainfall intensity over 2 inches per hour. So just type that in like that. And now we have all of the alerts, the relevant alerts for rainfall intensity set up for us. And we can click subscribe to all. Yes, proceed. The next one will be air temperature greater than 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'll show you how to do that. And then we'll do visibility and roadway temperature. So we're going to wait for our alert list to pop up, and then we'll do Center County again. So by now you have a good idea of how the process works. Now we're looking for air temperature. And in this case, our search term will be above 100. And that should be enough. Oh, that's all you have to type in here to get all of the alerts with air temperature above 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So you can see that's the list that pops up for me. And I'm going to go ahead and subscribe to all of these. So there's 8 alerts in this list, and click yes, proceed. Now the next one is visibility dropping at or below 1/4 mile. Go back to our alert list. And again, it may take a few seconds to load. We'll go back to our Center County network. So I'm going to click on that. And we're going to do visibility. And for this one, the search term is visibility under 0.25. And that should be enough to get the visibilities to pop up here. So I have 4 results that pop up here. I'm going to subscribe to all, the same process I've done before. And then finally, we have roadway temperature dropping at or below the freezing mark. So falling to less than or equal to 32 degrees Fahrenheit. So wait for our alert list to load. And we'll go back to our county network. So remember, I'm just doing it for Center County, but you just change the county name to whatever your county is. And then we're going to do roadway temperature falling through. That's the search terms for this. And I have a typo there. Falling through 32. And again, that should be enough. You don't have to worry about getting the degree symbol up there or anything. This should give you the alerts with roadway temperatures dropping 2 or below freezing. So we have those 3 that pops up for me. And go ahead and click on subscribe to all. And click on yes, proceed. Now, just to wrap this up, the last thing I'll show you is just what my subscriptions look like at the end. Just to show you that we've added all of these to my subscription list. So I'll type in my subscriptions again, and we should have a few pages of alerts that show up. So I'm going to close the dialog box. And indeed, I have 7 pages of alerts. So these are now all of the alerts I have subscribed for. So that includes all of these alerts for sites within Center County. Now, the last thing I'll mention is that there may be some counties with not many sites in them, maybe just 1 or 2 sites, where some of these alerts may not be available. For instance, if there's only 1 site in Tioga County, for example, and it does not report something like visibility, if you search for Tioga County Network visibility under 1/4 mile, it will not show you anything. That's okay. That doesn't necessarily mean you did anything wrong. If you followed the steps, if you used my search terms that you saw on the screen, that just may mean that there was no stations in your network that reported that specific variable. So that's the only thing that may be different about what you see here versus what you may see on your screen, depending on what county network you're looking at. So with that, that completes the subscription process for alerting. Again, in future videos, we'll talk more about some of the features on the portal itself beyond just the alerts. And we'll also talk about the alert emails that you will get now that you've subscribed to some alerts, and dealing with some of the links and things, and how to interpret those alerts moving forward. So with that, you can move on to the next video or work through the subscription process. And I'll see you back here for future tutorial videos. Thank you.